the consequences of global warming no longer an imminent threat, but a very present reality, government leaders and scientists alike are searching for solutions to try to combat climate change and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But they need look no further than Iceland. Here we have not just an environmental success story, but an economic one. Throughout the 20th century, Iceland went through a huge period of transformation. Initially, it was one of the poorest countries in Europe, and it was dependent for energy upon peat and coal that had to be imported from overseas. But within the next 100 years, it had advanced to a country with a high standard of living, and it was nearly totally dependent on renewable resources. In 2014, 85% of Iceland's primary energy use was from renewable resources, and a huge 66% of this was from geothermal energy. Geothermal energy has only been around since 1904, when it was first produced in Italy, but it's Iceland who have really blazed the trail with this form of renewable energy ever since then. So what makes Iceland so ideal for geothermal energy, and how does it all work? Well, it's mainly down to its geologic location, right over a rift between two continental plates, and the mid-Atlantic ridge has formed an active volcano belt, stretching from the southwest to the northeast corner of Iceland. And it's this volcanic belt which causes upwelling of magma, which has been responsible for the creation of 32 high-temperature geothermal fields. These fields are basically just underwater reservoirs. Sometimes they're 1,000 metres deep under the Earth's crust, and they can reach temperatures well in excess of 200 degrees Celsius. They create immense thermal energy, and this thermal energy, either in the form of hot water or steam, can be used to turn turbines, which then generates electricity. So I'm here at the Helisheidi geothermal power plant in Iceland, and I think that if I go through this door, I should be able to see some of the turbines that are driven to produce the electricity. So let's go and take a look. Wow, you can certainly hear it. This power plant is actually the largest geothermal power plant in Iceland, and it's still in the top 10 largest in the world. It generates a colossal 303 megawatts of energy, which is pretty impressive. But it's because of where this energy actually comes from. So Helisheidi is located on the Hengil volcano, but it's not just one volcanic system, it's actually three which interlink together, so we've got triple the energy going on. You wouldn't believe it to see it, but it only became operational as a power plant in 2006. Since then, they've done two really big stages of expansion, and they're looking now, this is what they're working on right here, not just to produce electricity, but to produce hot water as well. However, there are huge downsides to geothermal energy production. One of the major problems is that it releases harmful gases such as hydrogen sulfide. It's also incredibly expensive, and a company can lose a great deal of money if the geothermal energy which they're working in cools down, or if they inject too much water into the rocks, meaning that that area is no longer effective at producing high temperature geothermal energy. In addition, although geothermal energy works really well out here in Iceland, it can only ever be used in areas where there are tectonic activity like this. You can't easily transport geothermal energy in the same way that we can transport fossil fuels such as coal. This means that although it might provide a small-scale solution to the problem of climate change, will it ever be applicable worldwide?